Yeah, they're gonna have a little Irish tiny fighting baby child.
Is that what you imagine the child of Travis and Abby like?
It's gonna come out with a pint of Guinness.
A pint?
A pint. I always say this wrong and Jed gets mad at me. A pint?
I would be mad too. I'm mad and I'm not British. Hello.
Hello. From Pop Culture Planet. How you guys doing?
Chillin'. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. You look like you're in a lovely fake tropical paradise. I love it.
Yes, we are.
Dude, the mosquitoes in here are crazy.
Crazy.
Now, I gotta say, it looked like you guys were having a blast in this movie. I mean, both of the films that you guys have done for this series so far, it looks like you're just having so much fun. And I heard that there was a lot of room for improvisation. So I was wondering if you guys could talk a little bit about that.
That's the nature of working with the same group of people twice. This movie was certainly more of a comedy than the first one. I love improving myself, and Roger made that very easy on set to do for all of us. And our kind of quad main actors are really comfortable with each other, so we had a lot of fun doing that part.
Typically, we see Travis fighting in the ring, but this time your character kind of gets to get into the ring a little bit as well. What was it like to kind of switch that on its head a little bit?
Really fun, and I think the benefit that I had is Abby is not actually a fighter, so, you know, there was pressure on Dylan to look like he knew what he was doing. I had no pressure on me to look like I had to know what I was doing, so I just got to have fun and be silly, and it really wasn't choreographed. We were kind of figuring it out as we went along, so it was fun to have that much freedom in the fight scene and not need to worry about looking like my form is correct.
One of the things that I also loved about this film is that there's a lot of great callbacks to the first film, some moments that you kind of got to recreate in a different way. Did you guys have a favorite one of those to kind of bring back from that first movie?
Throwing up on Dylan's face. Always a good day of work for me when I get to do that.
Yeah, likewise, dude. I love that. Yeah, that was my favorite, personally, cleaning up. Jeannie kept asking to do that scene again. She didn't quite feel like she got her performance right,
Yeah.
so she asked, I think 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, no, I had to make sure my performance was spot on. Very important performance moment for me.
Both of you, respectively, got married recently in the last year. Does that change how you look at your character's marriage in this film, kind of looking back now?
I certainly think it helps add a little bit of understanding of what the fear of the characters is, because when you're thinking about getting married, or the struggle of planning a wedding, or the struggle of planning a honeymoon, it definitely can root it in a bit of reality. But I think those character situations is very different from our own situations personally. So they were also 19 getting married, and we're at least 60, 70 years old. So
yeah, I'm 75.
You're
so
75,
very
and I'm
ready for
61, obviously, compared to her. So it's a little different.
My husband has a cameo in the film. There's a beautiful character named Jimothy that has a little tambourine and is outside of the Lucha Libre tent, and I get to grab him by the nose and take him out of the frame. So my husband and I had a lot of fun with that little cameo. It was his first time acting.
Oh,
Was he
that's
nervous
so
at all?
fun!
He was so nervous. He was rehearsing that stupid song he sings in the movie. Sang it all night, all day. He was so nervous. And then as soon as they said rolling, the camera was on his face. He forgot the words completely.
No way! He had
And
stage
afterwards he was like, Jenny, there's so many people behind the camera. He's like, I had no idea there's that many people behind the camera. I was like, yeah, babe, there's a crew there. He was so nervous.
That's great. And he's such a performer, too.
I know he
That's so
is.
funny.
And Roger was like, what's happening? Your husband's in a band. And I was like, I don't know. He's nervous. I've never seen him nervous.
That's cute.
Yeah.
You guys filmed the first film in Bulgaria, this film in the Dominican Republic. What do you think about a third film? Where do you want to go next? What's your excuse to do another film, go travel somewhere awesome?
Geez, Ireland, dude.
Ooh, I like Ireland.
Ireland would be
Hit
cool.
the pubs.
Yeah, dude. Grab
Yeah.
some Guinness.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna have a little Irish tiny fighting baby child.
Is that what you imagine the child of Travis and Abby like?
It's gonna come out with a pint of Guinness.
A pint?
A pint. I always say this wrong and Jed gets mad at me. A pint?
Well, he's a British guy. I'd be mad too if my wife said pint. I would be mad too. I'm mad and I'm not British.
I don't know. All I know is a glass of wine. That's all I know. That's all I got.
Did you guys have a favorite or even like a more challenging scene to bring to life this movie?
The mud scene.
Yeah.
The mud scene was challenging.
Yeah.
That was like 2 days in real mud, not fake mud, and there was rocks in it, and like the mosquitoes were super drawn to it. I'm pretty sure they were like laying eggs in it. Like it was pretty nasty, and I'm grateful it was Rob in there with me because he was a great sport as well. The guy Rob Estes who plays Benny, but that was rough. That was a tough scene for me. And then they cut a lot of it, so that always adds insult to injury when you spend a lot of time on something and it ends up on the cutting room floor.
I cut all of Roger's cameo.
I know. Roger, our director, had a cameo in the film.
Must be weird to cut yourself
Out of your own movie.
Out of your own movie.
I wanted to ask you, Dylan, there's been a lot of success recently with reboots of things like That's So Raven with Raven's Home. Now they just announced a new Wizards of Waverly Place sequel. Do you ever see yourself hopping on that Sweet Life wagon, bringing it back in some way?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's funny. I've been asked this before. Look, maybe this is just a philosophical thing, but like, I have so many movies and so many television shows from when I was a kid that I would actually just hate to see remade. And the truth is, because part of what you love and enjoy about those things is the way it was shot, the way it looks, the way it sounds, how different it was back then to how it is now, and that's part of the nostalgia. And there's this trend to try and remove the nostalgia from anything nowadays, all series, all franchises, and I don't think that's a good trend. I'm not on that side. I mean, sure, you could do it, but wouldn't that ruin a little bit of like the love that those people have for what it was? And sometimes that should just be as it is. I mean, just close the book and move on towards something else. So personally, no, for me. And I hate to be that guy who closes the door hard, but like, personally, no for me, but I'm not going to say never. Maybe there's a world.
I'll volunteer as tribute. I'll play, were you Zach or Cody?
I was Zach.
I'll play Zach.
You can play Zach? Okay,
I'll do it.
okay.
I'll play Zach in the reboot.
That sounds good. Sounds good.
Congratulations to both of you. I'm crossing my fingers for a third one in Ireland.
Let's go.
Ireland, let's go.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and if you want to talk more TV and movies with me outside of the comments section, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/kmaldo. If you like this one, you can check out more of my videos right over here. See ya!